Hello, everyone, and welcome to CASCAR. My name is Noah Walter, and you're joining me live here at Kansas for the Forecloak Media 180. Now, before we get started, I got two things to let everybody know. First of all, one is going to be a massive thank you to my good friend Ben McDonald, who helped me out last week on Tuesday when I had to miss out on the Tuesday Night Truck League broadcast due to getting an oral surgery. Now, on the second part of that, well, as I said, I got an oral surgery, and my mouth is still in the stages of recovery to the point actually where right now my stitches, I won't go too much in detail, but my stitches are starting to really bother me. So in the event that I have to stop because my mouth has decided that it wants to start bleeding bad out of nowhere, I'm going to make sure that everybody knows, and I'll probably pass off to somebody that I know likes to race here in the CASCAR Cup Series. CASCAR Shorter Plumbing Cup Series, that is. I want to thank Shorter Plumbing for giving us such a fantastic Cup Series to race in here tonight. But we are here live with the Forecloak Media 180, brought to you by Forecloak Media, which is my own special production company out there that likes to put on a fantastic broadcast for everyone here tonight with my partners such as Equipment Geek Racing and Pierce Graphics. Now, with that, let's go ahead and get started and run through our grid. Okay, so we are here in Kansas. Let's go and run through our positions. Starting on pole position is going to be Richard Drake in the number 41 Toyota Camry, and as outside is going to be Ben McDonald there in the number 16. Third position is going to go to the number 55 of Jeffrey Belk with Rob Carl there on his outside. Third row inside lane goes to the fifth position of Brian Fradian with Kyle Mundell going to be alongside in his Movember number 34 Chevrolet Camaro this season. Row number 4 inside lane is going to go to Brandon Fiedler there in 7th, and then on his outside is going to be Sylvan Seguin. Fifth row inside lane is going to go to Paul Ems with Patrick Coluccio on the outside. 11th goes to Greg Snellgrove, and 12th of Tyler Hallahan. Michael Sparks brings up 13th with Wes Gallo in 14th. Row 8 is going to go to Ashton Reiki and Michael Jennings. And that, okay. And now bringing up the rear of the field is going to be Mark LaPierre, Matt Malavagna, and Brady Floyd. With that, that has been our grid here at Kansas. We have a 1.5 mile oval here. Oval is a interesting term as it is a tri-oval. I want to thank everyone that has come out here tonight as we're now going to be crossing the line and getting ready to go. Green flag! Here we are at the Forecloak Media 180. You see the number 41 there of Richard Drake off to a pretty good start. He's got the 55 there right behind him. He's got to be careful of that on that first entry. The plan right now I'm seeing with a lot of these guys, and I know how they like to race, is that bottom lane is going to get absolutely abused for the first few laps, and then it is going to be moving up to the top as we now see Richard Drake flying away with this thing, although he's got Equipment Geek Racing right now with, as we can see, the 55, the 81, and the 39 there of Brandon Fiedler, all trying to chase him down. Big slide there out of the 55 there of Jeffrey Belk now as they cross the line to start lap number 2 here at Kansas. Skim of the wall there from Richard Drake there out the tri-oval. That is a thing he's got to keep an eye on here. That wall likes to eat cars, especially at a track here like Kansas where it can be deadly, especially when you're riding up on that high line to save those tires. I mean, the bottom lane is just faster in and out. There's nothing you can do about it, especially on these first few laps. But as soon as you get up there, it is going to hurt. Welcome to chat, Brett. It's good to see you. Put Ben McDonald into the wall. Very funny. I'm not sure Ben would be too appreciative of that, but who knows? He might be. All right, as we continue on, we can see Ben is actually still doing pretty well right now, running in third position there with his number 16 Camaro as the number 39 starts diving down. The new team that Ben and Kyle Mundell and a few others are on, including Patrick Coluccio, is going to be Grand River Racing, who's expanded from just a car team now, and it's good to see. Rob Carl there in the number 2 is currently doing what he can there in his Great Lakes Esports Chevrolet Camaro to try to chase down Jeffrey Belk and the rest of the Equipment Geek crew running out front. This is a very practice-heavy track. If you ran lots of practice here, you're in a better spot than anyone else. But apparently Richard Drake has either practiced more than absolutely anybody, or he just has that speed in him. And from what we've seen out of Richard before, I can believe either one. However, I know that especially the Great White North guys and Equipment Geek have been practicing this track non-stop. running all the lines, doing full race runs, anything they can to get practice in, because they know that this race is going to be difficult. Trying to keep your tires, going straight is very hard, because the tire wear at this track is insane. About 30 laps and your tires are done. That's it. Zip, gone. Keeping an eye on that is going to be what we're going to be doing here tonight in the CASCAR Schroeder Building Cup Series. Thank you once again to Schroeder Plumbing. We're out in Wisconsin for giving us a great racing series that we can watch here tonight. Michael Sparks there in his new car. He was running a Mountain Dew vehicle last time at Daytona, but has moved over to one of his own design, and I know he says he wants to keep working on it, and at least it's funny to look at, that's for sure. But we appreciate you out there, Michael, especially for joining us for the first season for him. One of our little bit later race sponsors there, Wingnut Productions, there is going to be the number 26 there of Ashton Regie. It's good to see Ashton out here as well with his Wingnut Production Chevrolet Camaro. Currently running towards the back. I think right now he's trying to give a good estimation of the field. Try to hang back and just see what happens later on. It's a long race, 120 laps, 180 miles. No sense in trying to destroy everything by running up front this early on. Greg Snellgrove is someone that's been incredibly fast here in the CASCAR Cup Series quite lately, especially at Kansas. I got to see him in practice, and the man was on fire right now, running in 8th position there in that number 22 Atlantic Carrier Chevrolet. He's in a pretty good spot, but he's got to make sure he keeps all 4 wheels pointing in the right direction. Kyle Mundell, as I said earlier, is running a Movember now. Chevrolet Camaro. It's good to see him out with that new paint scheme. Gotta love it from Weeg Designs that likes to put on these hot schemes. And Weeg is going to also be one of our later race sponsors, as well as the primary sponsor for the CASCAR Truck Series, which is free to enter. If you want more information on the CASCAR Truck Series, make sure you check out www.cascar.net. And if you take a look at that website and you're a big fan, just to let you know, it was me over at Forecloak Media who put that together. That is something that Forecloak Media likes to do, is not only put together, websites and other things. We just do, basically anything media related, whether it be promotional videos, broadcasts like you get to see here on iRacing, sim racing photography. Check out our Instagram over at Forecloak Media for examples on that. That's all kind of stuff that Forecloak Media can offer you, so make sure you hit us up to see what we can do for you, as well as our partners such as Pierce Graphics and FBK Racing. After enough plugging, though, that I've done for the past little bit, we can see right now Ben McDonald is still in a really good spot right now, running in 2nd position, doing his best to chase down Richard Drake. Now, the one thing I know about Ben and the way that he likes to race is that he does not have force feedback on his wheel, and that is not by choice. But he has a force feedbackless wheel, and he likes to say to himself that he gets really good short-term runs, but does struggle in the long term. But right now, he's in a great spot to be continuing to be competitive here in that number 16 Alameda Custom Flooring, number 16. Richard Drake, though, we have not seen a whole ton of him. Every now and then we've seen him pop in. Last season, that was season 2, where he would come in and be really competitive and kind of just disappear again. But he is back, and it seems to be a little bit more consistent this time, but he is destroying us here at Kansas right now, as he's able to lead the field by almost 0.4 of a second. That is incredible, especially for a track like Kansas, where it is just difficult to continue to run. This is where the tire wear kicks in. The high line is now where everyone is going to try to run, because that's where the tire wear is going to be saved. We see that number 39 of Brandon Fiedler right now with his Pokemon. I think that is in celebration of any new Pokemon game coming out recently, if I'm not mistaken, as they skim the wall up there. He was being pretty competitive trying to catch up until he hit that wall, and that's something that just slows you down. We saw that out of Ben, and I think a little bit out of Jeff, too, so it is not surprising. Jeffrey Duff there in the number 55 Forecloak Media. Toyota Camry. Bright pink to support breast cancer awareness, and I believe, unless he wants to continue running it a little bit forward into the future, which is obviously a good thing to do, as it's a great cause, breast cancer awareness. Bright pink to support that, and we'll see that back to red pretty soon. I do imagine, but still, it's great to see the amount of awareness these guys, especially over at Weeg, like to put together for everyone's cars. On that, actually, a little bit later on in the season at Phoenix, it's going to be the My Car, My Cause 140, brought to you by Weeg Designs, and that is going to be where every driver gets to pick out their favorite cause that they want to support and make sure that they all get some time here on the broadcast at twitch.tv/Forecloak. So make sure you tune in. A few ways to make sure you go ahead and check that out, and make sure you tune in next week to catch the Wingnut Productions 200 over at Michigan. Matt Malvani right now was able to just make a position there on the number 86 of his team owner, Michael Jennings, as he's now up into 16th place with his number 3 Raised Energy Chevrolet Camaro. Well, it looks like he's going to be battling right now with Ashton Reekie, Michael Sparks, and his team boss of Jennings. These guys are all going to be on the move right now towards the back. Wes Gallo, it's been a while since we've seen him before, also in another Pokemon vehicle. I do not believe that we have seen Wes before so far. I don't think he was at Daytona. And it is good to see another driver out here tonight. He is with Fisher Sport Racing, but also an Equipment Geek, as they are an affiliate team, as he's now going to be trying to make a pass on the number 28 of Paul Ems with a Hooters paint scheme. I believe that is supposed to be a little bit of a spooky paint that he's got there, as this is Halloween. If you have any good Halloween stories you want to talk about over in the chat, please feel free to mention that in, because they are always very funny to look at, and I know that usually the costumes are something special. A lot of these guys here are, you know, old enough to have kids, and a lot of them do. So I'm sure that they were able to have a good night tonight as well. Richard continues to lead here at Kansas. Lap number 60 is going to be stage number 1 for our vehicles, and that is going to be the only stage, actually. So as soon as that stage hits, that is your competition yellow, and I think Richard Drake is going to be doing a pretty good job of staying out there that entire time, figuring as he is now almost a second in the lead. He is flying. He gets that car. He gets the track. Fuel run is looking to be about 35-ish laps. Like I said, tires only last for about 30. So if you can stick it out all the way to the end, you are going to be in a great fuel run position. As we see Kyle Mundell and Ben McDonald currently battling for the positions, unless Mundell wants to just fly away with it like he just did. Now up into second position, as McDonald is trying to hold off Rob Carl there. It looks like Rob there on the bottom is going to get through. Rob won the All-Star Open, and that is some impressive racing that we got to see there over at North Wilkesboro. It's good to see these guys back out there. I believe our YouTube channel has the replay of that. If you're interested to go see, make sure you search up Forecloak Media over on YouTube to find out more. Greg Snowgrove there in the 22 is now up into 6th position. He's on the move, trying to get somewhere. Right now, before that yellow comes out, he's, you know, that's the kind of thing you have to do. Got to drive aggressively. You got to assert yourself into the position you want, drive how you want to be treated. That's important as we see Ben McDonald into the wall as he pulls down, and the caution is still not flown yet. Looks like he was able to say it, and he's now going to be riding on the apron there as he returns to the track very quickly. That is a bit dangerous there after he slams away. You can see the damage he had. That is unfortunate for Ben, and that is going to be killing his momentum as he's now sent towards the rear of the field. That's now a change up for your front crew. Now is Kyle Mundell is continuing to run away with this thing along with Richard Drake, who is even further ahead. As we see Jeffrey Belk now up into third as he's getting huge pressure there from that Camaro behind him. This is a little bit reminiscent of Darlington last season. I hope you got that reference out there in the chat here in the Shorter Pony Cup Series. Over at Darlington, that was the throwback race. I believe Sports Fanatics Podcast sponsored that. And it was the last lap of the race. Greg Snellgrove was not too happy about having to sit behind Jeff and sent him into the wall in turn number 3 and 4. So I'm sure Jeff right now is a little bit salty knowing that Greg is behind him. It is a constant joke to remind both of them of that in the Discord for CASCAR. If you want to make sure you join the Discord, the official link is available on the CASCAR website towards the bottom, where you can click join the discussion. You can make sure you find out more information on CASCAR there, when they run, how to join, etc. It's always good to see, and you gotta love the crew over at CASCAR. They put on great racing, as you're able to see here at Kansas with the Forecloak Media 180. See Brian Fradian there in the number 81 Victos Toyota Camry, looking to be on the inside there of his teammate, the number 39 of Brandon Field. We got the whole Equipment Geek train up here. Split up right now by Rob Carl and Greg Snellgrove. Kind of the best they got for the moment, trying to hold it together, keep the second pack forming up. Leading up the next pack is, I shouldn't really say leading, he's really off by himself there, is Wes Gallo right now in number 9. Patrick Coluccio is going to be leading up that next pack, though, where he's going to be in front of Paul Ems and Tyler Hallahan, along with Mark Lapierre. Coluccio dropped from Great White North Racing to join Grand River Racing there, as he's now switched from the 44 to the 18. And he is not running his usual Navy Federal Credit Union or Sports Center Podcast, now with Dirtco Media House. It's good to see some changes there with Patrick as he's running in the top 10. Paul M still right now running in 10th with the number 28 Cougars Machine, and the BTT bright orange Camaro there of Tyler Hallahan. Gotta love it. I love the emulation there of his little Dodge Neon that he likes to race over at Scotia Speedway. Hopping back up to the front, we're seeing almost a three-way battle. Jeff into the wall. We now are starting to see this almost go three wide as we see the 22 on the rear end of that 55 as they pass through the trial. This is the point where tires are just about gone. Trying to hold on to these things at this rate is a challenge. I remember doing a practice race with these guys, trying to keep it together. It is a massive challenge. Trying to keep yourself from spinning out, hitting the wall, especially leaving turn number 3. We're going to watch that now as we leave turn, as we're in turn number 3 now. They don't dive down too much, so they're going to be okay on 4. But that black mark you can see there at the NASCAR Cup Series is very attractive to the car for whatever reason, that when you leave turn number 4, it just wants to suck you in and give you some big right damage. But these guys are able to hold on to it, and that's why they're some of the best here in CASCAR. Richard Drake, though, is dominating this race. Over 1.5 seconds to the lead. Drake is just gone. That Kinetic number 41 is clearly got some jet fuel in the tank, or some extra sticky tires. Got grip hacks. I kid, by the way. As he continues to lead here at Kansas, the Forecloak Media 180, the man is just on fire. As Kyle Mundell, though, is also in a great spot, able to lead by about a second over the 3rd position. I mean, your top 2 here are just something else when it comes to speed. As we see now, Greg Snover was able to get it around Jeffrey Belk, now up into 3rd. Belk still in 4th. He's been in 4th a lot of this race so far. As he's got his teammates behind him, though, as they're able to hold off Rob Carl, who's been a big nuisance for them. Almost as we see the 39 almost sent to the, as we see the 2 sliding up as well. These 2 are going to be slowed a lot down. Some big end damage towards that number 39. He is going to be a lot slower as he goes down to almost block his teammate there of Wes Gallo. We'll make sure he lets him through. A lot of those guys with Equipment Geek still running the gold rims as they won the team championship last season, which rounded out at Las Vegas as it does this season. If you want to see the schedule for this season, make sure you go ahead and check out www.cascar.net. Another place you should check out, though, absolutely has to be Schroeder Plumbing. It's going to be the primary sponsor of this entire series now, as we see the 39 going down pit road. Schroeder Plumbing does all of your plumbing needs and has taken care of lots of people all over the years in Wisconsin. Be sure and give them a check so that you can get your professional plumbing, whether it be home, residential, commercial, or just about anything. I think they even do display plumbing just because they are that awesome. That is Schroeder Plumbing. See our new pit lane information board brought to you by Pierce Graphics right now, as we see Fiedler and Riki right now running in the pits. It's a few many decimal places there, but I'm sure that'll probably be adjusted later on. 14-second pit stop for Brandon. It looks like Ashton is having some serious trouble. We're going to pop down and see how he is doing. I think he is just not in a great spot right now. As we see, Brandon Fiedler now is a lap down because he's now leaving the pits. See some driver info there on Brandon. As he's in A-Class, started in 7th, currently 17th after that unfortunate accident he was involved in, just on fresh tires out in the Midwest. Richard Drake, let's get some information on him as he's now going to be on lap number 30. Look at him go. It's halfway to the stage, and he's still on fire with a 2.5 second lead over Kyle Mundell and Greg Snellgrove. It looks like Snellgrove is on the move, though, currently moving himself up into 2nd position. I think Mundell is struggling for grip. Some information, though, you can see on Richard here. He's almost maxed out in A-Class, and with 3.3K I rating, you can see just how fast he is there with that Toyota Camry. I mean, it is impressive, some of these guys, the speed that they have behind the wheels. You can now see him starting to slow down, as this is going to be your pit crew. Everybody's going to start pulling in. You can see Mundell chooses to stay out to lead a lap. Snellgrove's in. Looks like Belk decided to stay out as well, along with Rob Carl, Wes Gallo, Brian Fradian, Patrick Coluccio stays out as well. Marc Lapierre. That is a risky venture to play. If you hit in early and get that little bit of an undercut, it is crucial and might give you some positions later on. However, Mundell has the lead as of now with his number 34, not November, Movember, number 34, Chevrolet Camaro. He's got a lot of speed in that, but you can hear it on his engine there as we went through. He is a lot slower than he'd like to be. You can hear just how low those RPMs can be down as they're running through the corners. They have to let basically entirely off the throttle, which they can run through that corner safely. You can watch back. I'm pretty sure we're going to be pitting in soon. So let's get a little bit of an in-car view right now of Jeffrey Belk there. As he is the Forecloak Media sponsored vehicle. As he chooses to stay out again. But you can see just what it's like running a lap here at Kansas with some very worn tires. Mundell out leading as he's trying to chase him down. You can watch that relative there on the left-hand side of your screen. The goal is to keep a consistent line and be as consistent as possible, really. Trying to keep it together. That is the difficult part with these vehicles. We all know it's hard. It's Kansas. It's not an easy racetrack to drive. The tire wear is what kills you. Is now Jeffrey Belk is going to be taking the lead here at Kansas with the Forecloak Media 180. As I said, we're expecting a pit soon from a lot of these guys. This guy's teammate, well, pseudo-teammate behind him of Wes Gallo, starting to close up that gap just a hair as well. It's a difficult racetrack. I mean, the scale that these guys have to run this top lane right above that line and keep it together without skimming that wall a whole ton of times is impressive. You gotta love it. You know, last time we were at the races over at Daytona with the CASCAR 250, I know that it was a little bit of a struggle in terms of audio, and it was a little bit loud, so I've taken care of that. Let me know if there's any other audio balancing issues in the chat. Please just let me know. I always make sure to watch the chat in case there is any problems. I'm not perfect, and neither is anybody else, so we expect that kind of stuff. And, of course, as soon as they go off is now we're going to be doing our pit entry. You can see a little bit of a slide there as they enter pit road. Pit road speed. Michael Jennings, Mr. Hybrid himself, currently running in second position. Still does not pit. And Jennings and Sylvan Seguin are the only two that have not pit yet. So that is going to put those two out front as soon as Belk is done with the pit. You can see that pace difference, though, when it comes to fresh tires, just how fast that 81 is able to pull away from the 86. That Black Designs Chevrolet Camaro. I mean, Jennings is known as Mr. Hybrid because he can just save fuel more than anybody else, but it looks like even now he's going to be running out and is now going to be going into the pits. Brandon Fiedler now out, going to be in front as he was one of the very first to come in. He's got fresher tires, and now that he's been out for quite a while, that's 9 laps he's been out, his tires are going to be pretty toasty at this point. They're going to be starting to lose their speed on them, especially now as he is going to have Richard Drake, who was lightning fast right behind him. As they cross the line, that's another lap led. Well, actually, no, not quite yet, because Jennings was still in the pit. But he might have gotten a lap led, I don't know. But, I mean, that's the difficult part, you know, with these things, is just when you have someone like Drake that is just so fast at one of these racetracks and you had to pit in early, it's a struggle. But we now see Richard Drake there on the bottom, going to be taking that faster line. He's got the fresher tires. He's gone, as they're now going to be passing Sylvan Seguin there in the number 66 Napa vehicle. Just so you know, if you were watching over here on twitch.tv/Forecloak for the Daytona race, that was the paint scheme that Sylvan was supposed to be in. But Trading Paints had decided that he wanted to be in the other one for that race. So, but that's what it's supposed to look like, but now you know. Ashton Ricky back out on track, 3 laps down, ahead right now of the number 81. Who needs to get around him to put him, to get around him just once again. As Matt Malavagna is now going to be leaving pit road there in that number 3 Raise Energy Chevrolet Camaro. Paul Ems right now is running in 3rd position as he's got his teammate there of the number 22, Greg Snellgrove, right behind. So they're going to be continuing to run laps here at Kansas. I mean, that's part of the game here at Kansas, just running as many laps as you can, trying to stay out of trouble. It works. You do what you can. We know that these guys can be mighty fast, so it's good to see everyone putting together a good effort, trying to complete as many laps as possible. Uh-oh. It's a little bit of spotty internet connection as the caution is out here at Kansas. Just one moment, let's see what brought out the caution. Well, folks, truth be told, I'm not entirely sure what brought out our caution here. I don't see anything that brought it out, so uh, yeah, weird. Sometimes they like to act a little bit weird, so um, weird. Oh, I think I might have found it. But even then, it's a little bit of a wonder. Apologies for not knowing exactly what's going on. It'd be good to know. That is one of the disadvantages, though, of not being quite able to see what's going on all the time out in the booth. Yeah, I don't see anything, so... looking at my incident thing, it says that there was just a slow car on track, and that's as much detail as I get. So that's as much detail as you get. There was a slow car iRacing through the caution, and yeah, that's it. So I wish I got more detail than that, but nothing I can do about it. With that, though, I am curious to see who is available to be brought up and discuss who's doing what. Richard Drake right now not in the Discord, so I cannot drag him up here with me. Against his will, which is always fun to do. Just to get some thoughts, but let's see. Pretty soon we're going to be going back to green. Remember, it is lap number 60 that the competition yellow will be on, so as soon as we get that, we'll make sure we go ahead and bring up your stage winner so that we can have a good discussion about how they were able to go so fast and, you know, hold off who they needed to be running out front. Richard Drake, that'd be my question for him. If he was here, would be how has he been able to be so fast and run up towards the front this entire time? I mean, he's clearly got some, you know, light speed hacks right now installed on that Camry. Once again, kidding. He's just very fast, though. Clearly understands his track a bit more than anybody else has so far. I mean, come on, a 2-second lead over, you know, the second position. That is insane. But now, especially that everyone is going to be on some fresher tires, I'm excited to see what that is going to look like. So we're going to be starting once again on lap number 46 of 120. See where everybody ends up at over at lap number 60. Once again, apologies if I go quiet for a little bit. Might have something cutting into my mouth, so... right. Well, with that, we're going to be running into turn number 3 now. Let's go and take out a nice big view to see where everybody is at and get this show on the road once more under the lights here at Kansas with the Forecloak Media 180. Thank you once again to Shorter Filming for putting on such a great Cup Series for us to watch here at CASCAR. I know that everyone out in the field certainly appreciates it. Well, with that, the pace car is now going to be pulling off here at Kansas as we head towards the restart line. Drake going to be leading the field with the Brandon Fielder on his outside, and green flag! Away we go. Looks like there was a bit of a checkup there from Sylvan Seawing against Ben McDonald and Michael Jennings as we're getting started. Number 39 looking very fast there along the outside lane. Wow, that is a bit loud. That bottom lane, though, is just so fast. You can see that exit there is going to allow the outside lane to get a little bit more of a run, but the bottom is just plain faster in the turns, especially on fresher tires. Lap number 46 of 120. Remember that stage is on 60. Field starting to break a little bit. 3 wide across the line there. Jeffrey Belk running that bottom, trying to get into 3rd position so he can catch up to his teammate and his rival, the number 41 of Richard Drake. He wants to get around Drake. They want to get as many points as possible. They were not able to secure the Drivers' Championship last season due to Stephen Black taking it, but they were very close, and they had a great run, especially in the team standings. They don't want to give that up again, and that comes down in part to stage. See Belk there riding that bottom. He wants to get right around them as much as possible. These guys, a lot of them took fresher tires as soon as we crossed that line, even though it only been about 15 or so laps on them. They don't have infinite tire sets, which is going to make this even harder. You see Belk, though, now running a little bit closer towards the front. Is he going to be able to get around Drake there? He's still got the fresher tires. He's still got fresher tires as of now. As the 39 is into the wall, 3 wide as they go around. Paul M's looking out to the outside now, seeing if he can get around Mandel, but it was not the right move to make. He has to move back down. Currently, your top 2 of Belk and Drake are dueling it out for the position here at Kansas with the Forecloak Media 180. Belk has the position now as they leave turn number 2. He's got it. He threw the block there on the 81. Not going to let him through. Is now Wes Gallo is now up here in the podium position there with his Pokemon number 9 Toyota Camry. As we see Drake out to the wall again. That 9 riding that bottom. He's got Rob Carl there on his bumper as they head through the trial. But that bottom lane clearly has a lot of speed behind it as Jeffrey Belk continues to lead here at Kansas. Wes Gallo in the 9 now in 2nd. He's holding off the 2 of Rob Carl. He does not want to let him by. It's now Kyle Mundell coming into the fray as he's going to be riding that bottom lane as well. He sees the speed that's there. Richard Drake, though, sticking it out to the top. He knows the top works. I think he's going to be trying to play a long-term game. Sticking out there as we see Belk now blocking the bottom to make sure that Carl does not get through. Gallo there now is in 3rd. He's looking to see if he can get around him. This is a duel right now. About 10 laps to go as we're on lap number 51 until the stage. Pokemon Diamond apparently there for Wes Gallo. Drake and Mundell side by side in turn 3 and 4. You can see that 34 just has that little bit more speed there on the bottom, but the way that Richard Drake is able to stick it up high and still have so much speed is impressive. Looks like Greg Snowgrove was trying to take a page out of his book and stick it up there with him. And a little bit of a push as well. Brian Fred again right now running in 7th position. He's got Ben McDonald right there with him and the 18 of Patrick Galucci running in 9th. That time that we're seeing right now between Belk and Carl is dropping. Lap number 53 now of 120 at Kansas. Can Rob get around Jeff before the stage? That is the question. I know that 55 Forecloak Toyota Camry is looking very fast right now, but you can see that time is dropping between them. We know that the speed that Belk has is fast, but we also have seen Rob before. Rob can fly if you give him the run, and right now he really does have some of that speed with him. He's within the draft of Belk right now. Belk has to hold on to this thing for just a few laps more if he wants to get the stage win. Rob looking down low. I think he's trying to play this a little bit more safe when it comes to speed. He's got the low line. He's faster. He just doesn't have the run, though, down the backstretch from the bottom, as we're now going to see it through turns 3 and 4. He sticks it up high. Chooses not to go down low. That is an interesting choice now as he looks low both there on the exit of 4. He's got the position now as they cross the line. The 2 is now going to be your new leader. Don't count out Jeff, though, as he looks now towards the bottom here at Kansas in turns 1 and 2. He wants that position back. He's not going to give it up easily, as we see the number 9 of Wes Gallo there still in 3rd. Looking interested to get through is now Ben McDonald, has worked himself back up into 4th position. Carl now up into the lead, so he's got the line. He's faster than Belk as they continue to run through. McDonald now running in 4th position, leading up this big pack of cars behind him. 16 now back up into the top 5. Nothing they can do about it. That 2 has the lead over the 55, and I think Jeff's tires are starting to go. Wes Gallo now is starting to catch up to his pseudo teammate of Belk. See if that Pokemon Diamond is going to be able to get around the 55. But right now, though, Carl continues to lead here, now on going to lap 57 of 120. He's got this thing in control. Getting lots of time now on everybody else. He's got the room to run. He's going to use it as best he can to get the stage win. Is this going to be another good showing out of Rob Carl, just to really prove to everybody that he has got this thing in control? He might not. We're going to have to see how it continues to go, but it looks like Belk does not have the pace to catch back up. The CASCAR Short Deployment Cup Series, these are the kind of things you never expect to see. Sometimes you just get drivers that you've not seen a whole ton of come back and just put on a show. If you want to find out more about each of our drivers here in the CASCAR Cup Series, make sure you check out the website. That is going to be www.cascar.net, and you can find out more about every driver you see in the field, just to learn a little bit more about him. Looks like Brady Floyd has been out for this entire time as well, unable to make the race. Well, 59 of 120. The 2 still has the lead. Belk trying to chase him down. Just doesn't have the pace for it, though. And that 2 is going to be running away with it so far. Patrick Luccio making a pass right now onto the number 81 of Brian Fradian. That Dirtco Media House is currently on the move. He's got his old teammate there of Greg Snowgrove. In front of him is Richard Drake. Gets a rear-ended, I think, a little bit there out of Greg Snowgrove from the... That is going to make that a little more difficult now as Drake's going to be slowed down as we're on the final lap now. Through the backstretch we go. Rob Carl has the lead. It's Kansas as we now run through turn number 3. He has definitely got this thing in his control unless he crashes out right now. He has got that stage win. There it is. Through the trial he goes, and across the line, Rob Carl takes home the stage win at Kansas. Yellow flag is now out here at the Forecloak Media 180. Once again, if you want to get your broadcast done, you want to get your promotional video set up, sim racing, photography, no matter what it is, make sure you check out Forecloak Media, which you can find out at www.forecloak.net. Fantastic stage win there goes to the 2 for Rob Carl. I mean, great show he was able to put on. The speed that he was able to hold on to that thing is unlike anything else we have seen so far, aside from Richard Drake, though, who got sent back after that pit stop and just strategy. Ouch, youch. Yawn's hurt. Man. 3 teeth getting pulled out of your face definitely hurts a lot later on, I'll tell you that right now. Well, with that, it's going to bring up our stage winner here of Rob Carl. Rob, oh, no. Rob, open the booth. They read me. Rob, it's open the booth. Do you read me?
Hey, how you doing, Noah?
There we go. I mean, you just got yourself a fantastic stage win by over 1.5 seconds. How did you do it?
Well, a lot of that honestly came down to pit strategy. I got a little lucky. I was trying to be a little conservative on tires. I did not take tires at the first green flag pit, and then we had that yellow come out, so I threw a fresh pair on, was able to just kind of pull away with them.
That makes sense. Is that a bit of a more risky maneuver, though? I think it was around lap 40, 45 or so that the stage, not the stage, the yellow came out. So that means your older tires only have about 15 laps on them.
Yeah, it was risky. I wasn't really planning for that to happen. I kind of thought to myself, hey, maybe I just want to try and keep an extra set.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a bit more difficult now. I mean, this is a 120 lap race, and as you've been able to see, the tire, estimation is roughly 30 laps. I mean, clearly you're able to go a little bit further if you need to, but that's going to have some very big long-term implications here at Kansas. Well, with that, what is going to be your strategy going forward?
I'm gonna just try and keep doing what I'm doing. I don't know. Hopefully we can get it done.
Well, clearly your speed here has been almost unmatched, which is incredible to see here at especially a tricky track like Kansas. Now, before I let you go, is there anyone you
Yeah.
want to thank for your time and your speed that you've been able to have here tonight?
I'd like to thank CASCAR, great group of guys to race with. Got mine Richard Drake. I know he showed a lot of speed early on, so I don't think we're done seeing him up front either.
Probably not. Well, thank you very much for your time, Rob. I do appreciate it, and good luck.
Thank you.
There we go. Number 2 of Rob Carl out towards the front there in his number 2 Chevrolet Camaro with the Great Lakes Esports. Ashton Reiki there in the number 26, and his first start is going to be moved around the pace car in just a moment so that he can have his run. Number 55 of Jeffrey Belk and Wes Gallo bring up second and third still here at Kansas, and Ben McDonald in fourth, Greg Snellgrove in fifth. That 16 after that incident has recovered splendidly back out towards the front. I think that caution earlier on definitely did help him out getting back up into a competitive spot. I know Ben is someone that you never want to count out of one of these races unless Jeff... Not again. Unless Brett likes to pay off somebody to take him out or something. But good group of guys you have here at CASCAR, and if you want to find out more about them, like I said before, you can check out www.cascar.net. Thank you once again to Schroeder Plumbing for sponsoring our Cup Series here with CASCAR. You can check out Schroeder Plumbing over in Wisconsin for your display, home, commercial, or anything else you need kind of plumbing. They're willing to help you out and put on a great performance for their price. So that's once again Schroeder Plumbing. Number 9 of Wes Gallo in his first start here with the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series, season number 3. He was there a couple times last season, I think, Michigan and Martinsville, if I'm not mistaken. And we can see that 9 is going to be in a great spot once again to see if he can put on a new show. I know it's hard for Wes to attend some of these races as he is very busy with work, so he's going to be out here. It's going to be good to see, as he is definitely a character to have out in the field. I know everybody that probably watches might know him just a little bit, and especially our guys over in our Discord like Ernie. Wes is definitely a character. Well, with that, we're watching now as we're going to be leaving turn number 4. Rob Carl and Jeffrey Belk will be leading the field to the green flag. As the pace car now pulls off. Wait for that green flag to start. They no longer let driver starts. They want things to be a lot more controlled. As now we are going to be hitting green flag here at Kansas. The number 2 and the number 55 are looking to be at a great starting point, as the 9 is right on the bumper there of the 2. Almost a 3-wide entry into one we almost had, but it looks like nobody really wanted to push it that hard. Ben McDonald now going to be right on the bumper of the 55, helping him get a little bit more of a run there on that outside line. We know that outside is plenty fast over the term of a run, so I think that might be Jeff's idea right now, is to stick it out there and play it safe. so after our halfway caution, these guys now probably only have one set left as they're 3 wide entering turn number 1. Ben McDonald sticking it through the middle. Now has the position up back into second position. Jeffrey Belt there right on his bumper as they head down the backstretch. Well, to let our chat know here, I have to let you in on a little secret. And I want to let you know that it is definitely not done yet, but Forecloak Media may or may not be planning to have a spotter pack be created with voice lines that I am recording so that you can have me screaming in your ear during the course of a race, just to make it that little bit more interesting. As soon as more information gets released on that, I'll make sure to share it over on the Instagram page. That is instagram.com/ForecloakMedia. And that there is an underscore between the Forecloak and the media. So we'll share more information there. I'll make sure to talk on the broadcast a little bit more later on. Check back in next week, because I think I'll be making a little bit more progress on that. And make sure you tune in also on Tuesday for Tuesday Night Tracks. Brian Fredian currently leading Patrick Coluccio at Kansas for 5th position. Coluccio has been doing a lot more practice lately. I mean, I know he has, and you can see it with the speed he's having here tonight. I hate to say it, but it's not often we see Patrick running up towards the front of the pack. And right now, he is doing good. He's got that experience, especially on the dirt tracks now that he's up here in the CASCAR Cup Series. Once again, he has got 6th position in his belt. He's just got to get around to get back up with it. He's been fighting with Fradian for a lot of this race so far. So make sure you go ahead and keep an eye on that, as Ben McDonald is your race leader ahead of Rob Carl, as the number 9 of Wes Gallo continues at 9th position. McDonald getting a lap led there. He is trying to be as fast as possible. He's looking for his first win here in the CASCAR Cup Series. We've seen Ben before, a little bit towards the end of last season as he joins in now. We know Ben is fast. I know that the guys there, for the most part, really do like Ben as a racer. And, you know, I know Ben likes to race here as well. He takes it pretty seriously, putting on a good show for everybody the best he can. Blocking right now the 2 of Rob Carl from getting through. He wants to keep leading this race. I mean, it's clearly an more Alameda custom flooring sponsors car we can see there on the hood. But, he's got my name there on the back. So if he can get another win for Forecloak Media, that'd be great. And actually, just last week on Thursday, I believe that's when his league races, Vet Nation iRacing Central, he was able to secure a win in the Next Gens at Auto Club, his home track, with another Forecloak scheme. Actually, and then that reminds me, before Martinsville, in Tuesday Night Truck League, Forecloak Media got its first ever official win, with Ryan Andrew taking home the cake with a near tie, where it was a .000 difference, and it was only given to Andrew by a hair of a splitter. The trucks, you can watch the replay over here on twitch.tv/Forecloak. That's where the VODs are stored until later on over at YouTube, where you can search the channel Forecloak Media to find it. Is now Ben is pulling away a little bit from the competition. As soon as I say that, though, Rob starts to catch up. But once again, it starts to spread a little bit. Looks like the corner entries are very difficult for Rob Carl there, but he definitely has the exits a bit more in tune. Paul M's now running in 7th position, the number 39 of Brandon Fiedler running in 8th. Richard Drake and Patrick Coluccio battling for that position there for a minute until Drake is going to be trying to run back up towards the front. We saw him earlier on in this race almost getting the stage before the yellow came out. This guy is fast. Richard Drake is on fire. We all know it. We're going to see how he continues to do here with the CASCAR Cup Series. Now, a lot of these guys have only 1 set of tires left, maybe 2. Unlikely, though. Well, I believe it was 3. So if you took the tire, oh boy, slide there out of Paul M's, if you go here, collision there with the number 39. So they got it under control there. Now, as I was saying, though, estimated tire run is about 30 laps. Fuel can make you about 35. A lot of these guys, not all of them, but a fair amount, did pit on lap 40 something for the yellow. That is going to mean that they have 0, and I count 0 tire sets left if they took tires here on the last stop during the competition yellow. In the event that is true and that's what happened, then a lot of these guys that have 0 tire sets left are going to be struggling hard for speed. And I mean hard. So watch out for your speed right now between Rob Carl, especially towards the end, probably around lap 90 or so. That is when you're going to see the biggest fall off for some of your top guys if they do not have tons of tires left. Ben McDonald continues to lead here at Kansas, though. He's got to keep an eye on that mirror. He does not want to let him by. And as soon as I say that, though, we see the two diving down to try to make the pass. He's at his door. He might be able to make it through as they're side by side now down the back stretch as we see Jeffrey Belk there in the view trying to see if he can get somewhere. Maybe, just maybe, he can get a position if he is just lucky enough, as now it seems like Rob Carl is about to take home the lead, but he just does not get it as Ben McDonald sticks it out still and is able to continue leading. Now running that high side, he's been sticking it out there. He's got better tires. I think his average time is probably looking a bit better than someone that continues to switch between the bottom and the top as he's able to save his tires a bit more. As he's side by side with Rob as they head into turn number 3. He's almost got the position fully locked to himself. Ooh, almost a bit of a slam there between the two, and yep, that is going to be the position there for Jeffrey Belk, taking home away from Rob Carl. Brian Fredian and Wes Gallo now looking to pass as well. Can Jeff make the move on the outside? Let's go and watch from his interior view and see what he is seeing. Ooh, skimming the wall there, holding on to the slide that comes from it. That is the kind of skill we like to see out of some of these guys. Chase down that 16 Chevrolet Camaro. I know Ben usually likes to run Fords, but Grand River Racing is a Chevrolet team, so Ben will be in the Chevrolet. Looks like Jeff does not have the pace to catch back up. Again, that is not surprising. It's difficult. I don't know if he skimmed the wall that time. You can definitely hear the rubber though hitting the side of the panel. Always very cool that iRacing was able to simulate that kind of stuff here in the sim. See now Rob diving down low to see if he can make a pass. Once again, that 2 Great Lakes Esports. It's almost got it. He just doesn't have it though. Just does not have it quite yet as we see Wes Gallo on the outside of Brian Fredian as they enter turn number 3. Wes and Brian have been really fighting a lot so far, trying to see who can get the position where, and that has been a fight to watch. Someone that we were watching earlier but is currently struggling a little bit but has definitely made a comeback has to be the number 41 of Richard Drake. His kinetic Toyota Camry has been towards the front very early on in this race, but now is a little bit further back. He still has pace though. You can see him still gaining time, but he's got to catch back up to the leaders if he wants to be back out up front once again. All I do know is that last night Greg Snowgrove was able to take home the lead and the win with the Week Designs Truck Series here at Kansas as well. And his truck got the win. So we're going to see if that experience is going to help him a little bit later on here too. If you are a full-time Cup driver, you are only able to run a part-time truck schedule. And I think you can only run a part-time truck even if you're part-time Cup as well. I'm not too sure. You got to check the rules on that, which you can find over at CASCAR.net. And you can also find out more in the Discord, which you can also get from the website. Carl back out now into second. Belk trying to do what he can to catch back up as now Fredian is going to be there running in 4th position. He was able to leave Wes behind. It's number 39 of Brandon Fiedler, I think is well, he's right there with him. The speed that these guys are able to do is pretty impressive. I'll give them that. Not sure where Scalo went. Wait. Okay. Well, it looks like right now I'm getting a little bit confused with my colors and my and everything. Once again, that's okay. Ben McDonald continues to lead here, though at Kansas. I think he's probably planning to pit in around lap 90. Looks like Belkin was hit the wall there out front. Back towards Peck a little bit, we see Kyle Mundell, who was running out front, but was struggling now for pace. It's unfortunate to see him running back here once again. We've seen Kyle before. We know he's fast. He's looking to take his first win again. But it has been a struggle for him so far. Still, once again, we're only in the second race of the season, and this is a doozy of a season. I shouldn't even say that. It is just a long one. It's going to be some fantastic racing throughout it, though. And make sure you tune in every single night here on twitch.tv/Forecloak on Sundays. 7 o'clock Eastern is the usual start time, a little bit later tonight. However, due to it being Halloween, we need to make sure everyone that has kids got that extra time to spend with them and was able to have fun and get ready to go back into the racing wheel rather than just sitting in. That is one of the different things about CASCAR is the amount of breaks that they take. They like to treat it more like an actual NASCAR schedule where it's not just week to week, back to back. They do take some breaks in there. And you'll see that in the schedule. Make sure you take a look. But our next race is going to be over at Michigan with the Wingnut Productions 200. 2-mile oval. It's going to be good to see. It's going to be bigger than this track, and the banking is weird, and oh man, it's going to be a joy of a race, and I cannot wait to broadcast it. And hopefully by that time my mouth is almost completely healed, so I won't be tripping with my words quite as much. Once again, I do want to thank our race leader, though, funnily enough, of putting on a in-race broadcast that he had for Tuesday Night Truck League that on Tuesday when I was out, and then he was able to do a partial broadcast towards the end when he wasn't able to finish the race at Talladega for them. I really do appreciate it, Ben, so thank you. Gotta love it. Have a really good community out here with CASCAR and just everyone around it. They're all great guys, all very approachable, and it's good to see them all. So, a lot of appreciation throughout the field. Richard Drake, though, I know is starting to catch back up towards the field, running right now in 6th position. He's catching a lot on Jeffrey Belk. I think he's been saving like a madman to put a little bit more speed into his vehicle. I think Jeff is struggling a little bit on the very old tires that he has now. About 30 laps we've had since the yellow. I imagine probably around maybe 95. We're going to see these guys going in. It's around lap 92, 120. Brian Freddie N right now running currently in 3rd position. You can see some driver information there. 29 laps on his tires. About to make that hit 30. Still in a good place, though. I mean, these guys have been able to be, moving throughout the field, and you gotta love it, honestly. Seeing the good racing that these guys always put on, I love it. Now, if you want your own kind of overlays like this, whether it be for your own personal use or for commercial, make sure you check out Pierce Graphics. They put together our overlay package, and I think that it always looks fantastic with good animations, and it always puts on a good show for us. Gotta love it. They have different options, whether it be Fox, Custom, NBC, whatever you want. I know that Chris can do it. I think right now he has a Formula 1 package also in the works. Oh, gotta love it. Many great overlays from Chris. So, thank you once again to Pierce Graphics for putting on our overlays. Well, with that, still as we're here at the Forecloak Media 180, Mascalo running in 4th position a little bit. We'll drop through the field a little bit and check in to see some of these guys, as it looks like this is when the pits are going to start. His first start ever here with the CASCAR Cup Series, the number 26 of Ashton Reiki. There in the 26, running in 18th position. Matt Malavagna, a previous series veteran, right now running in 17th with his number 3. Mandel right now running in 16th. Marc LaPierre right now in pit road. He's just leaving his pit stall in 15th. Hallahan, Tyler, there in 14th as he's going to be passing through the road course section. Kind of love the 88 that he always has there. Greg Snellgrove in the 22, running in 13th. Michael Sparks in his second start here with the CASCAR Cup Series in the 42, running in 12th. Brandon Fiedler in 11th. Richard Drake in 10th with the number 41. Brian Fradienne in 9th with the 81. Sylvain Seguin currently running in 8th with his number 66 Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet Camaro. Jennings currently running in the 86 in 6th position. Patrick Coluccio in 5th in the 18. Jeffrey Belk in 4th with the 55. Rob Carl right now running in 4th. Looks like there's swamp positions there in the number 2. Wes Gallo in 2nd with the 9. And Ben McDonnell leading this race in the 16, leading your field. Like I said, it was going to be the pit stop time for just about everybody. So is now we're going to start seeing Ben go into the pits as well. Wes Gallo is now going to be taking home the lead here at Kansas. Not too many laps to go. Lap number 98 of 120. I want to thank everybody that has come out to our race so far. I know I certainly appreciate it, as does everybody else out in the racing field. It gives us some fantastic perspective as it just puts on an audience for the show. Everyone loves it. They all appreciate it, and it gives them the ability to run sponsors. And, that's kind of what makes these things special. I mean, that's part of what makes NASCAR special is, they're just rolling billboards. And same kind of applies here in CASCAR. Get to see it and put on, you're able to support the things that you enjoy. So it looks like Wes is going to continue to lead. I don't think he's pitting in this time. So he's got this thing currently locked down out towards the front. Ben McDonnell trying to struggle a little bit right now as he's in without the pack, leaving the pits as Patrick Coluccio goes down to enter pit road. Very close to all those guys, though, as they ride the apron right now. Mandel right now running in 8th position. We're there in the 34, trying to get around Greg Snellgrove. This is your big pack of cars right here. 5 guys trying to all battle for the position to see who can get where. As currently your last guy to pit is, currently going to be pitting soon is Wes Gallo, but the one that has pit recently is Brian Fradienne running in 5th position. He's on a great pit strategy right now. He's got to stay ahead of Rob Carl if he wants to win this race. And that is going to be the hard thing to do, is Mr. Hybrid himself is now going to be leading the races. There's a caution out here at Kansas. Yellow is out at Kansas. Not entirely sure what caused that. We'll go ahead and investigate and see what happened in just a minute, and we'll be right back. Okay, apologies for the wait. We finally got your incident here at Kansas to what brought out the caution. It was hard to find. Um, Not entirely sure why that has been a bit more challenging lately, but I guess we will be seeing as we get to watch here on the front stretch. Bring up the in-game view. All right. 3 wide across the start-finish line. Looks like 34 gets caught on the apron just a bit, loses traction, crashes into Ben McDonald, who I think already took his fast repair due to his previous incident, slams into the wall, takes out the 39 as well. I shouldn't really say takes him out, gives him a little bit of damage, but is able to escape on through just barely. And that is going to be sending the 34 into the pits, which is not going to be good for him. And I think it just absolutely destroys Ben McDonald, as I do not see him in the session anymore. Unfortunate. I hate to see it, but it's what happens, unfortunately. Well, Brett, I guess you're right. Maybe. But it's not good to see. You hate to see it. Just accidents do suck, especially on, with a group like CASCAR, which is known for racing pretty cleanly together, but nothing really too much you can do about it. Brian Fradiana is going to be leading the field with Rob Carl right behind. Greg Snowgrove running in third. Richard Drake in fourth. See the line of cars that need to go around the pace car up there. Paul Ems is going to be leading up that field, running in 10th. Just a hair under a lap, just over a lap down. I mean, he is not quite there yet, but very close. And once again, Jan's hurt. Well, lights on the pace car are going to be out. Brian Fradian is going to be leading this field. He's going to have Rob on his outside. Get some information on who pit when. We can see that Brandon Fiedler has just taken tires. Michael Sparks, Michael Jennings, Gallo and Belk as well. And it looks like Fradian and Carl are very close on tires. Same with Snowgrove and Drake. Your top four all right there on about the same of tires. That is going to make things that much more interesting on our start here. It's going to be about 13 to go. Yes, 13 to go when we cross the line. See the rest of the field starting to catch back up from those that were able to get their back up to the rear of the field. Once again, Forecloak Media was the sponsor of this race. Make sure you can check out our information at www.forecloak.net as the pace car is off here at Kansas. And green flag. Inside line off to a fantastic start. We see that Brian, Greg, Wes, and a little bit of Jennings are all really working together trying to get somewhere. As they now the 81 and the 22 are going to be leading this race with Wes Gallo currently running in third. He's got to hold off Rob Carl, though, on his outside if they want to get this podium. Imagine that your first race back into a season and you get yourself a podium. I think Wes is very interested in that as an idea. As he spins it, he's going to lose it. He does. He loses it. Loses it out of turn number 4. Was not able to. He slows down, does not get it. Caution does not come out. He is not helped at all. Caution comes out. Looks like I misspoke. It looks like they wanted to give it to him as well. Because I'm not seeing any other incidents throughout your... I say that. Well, let's go and see what happened to Tyler here, because that doesn't look right. All right. Well, good thing is that this time we're able to get to it very fast. So let's go ahead and bring up and see just what happened after that intense save that Wes had. Yes, Brett, I agree. What a save. Wes was able to pull off there to keep his car safe, but it looks like the 42 pulls down. It looks like the 86 even goes up a hair. They collide. No netcode there. They just get into each other. The 42 pulls down on the racetrack, tries to save it, overcorrects, is not able to account for the banking, kills, absolutely just slaughters 88 of Tyler Hallahan there, sends him in up to the 3. He takes out Coluccio as well. Does Ashton Ricky get through? He does! Interestingly enough, it looks like Sylvan and Mark LaPierre, though, all get involved as well. That is going to be a tough incident for these guys. Whoa! More netcode there as it looks like the 80 not the 82, the 42 is sent into the sky. Yeah, and then he's reset there, so yikes, that is an incident, that's for sure. Sometimes you really have to wonder what causes some of these things, but as you can see, it's just sometimes some really simple stuff too. So nothing you can really do too much about it. Brian Fredian, though, is going to be leading this pack once again. He's going to have Greg Snellgrove with him, and Richard Drake and Rob Carroll. Carl, not Carroll. My apologies. So, yeah, he's got a tall order to try to win this race. With that, though, let's go and bring up Brian and see how he's doing. Brian, it's open the booth. Do you read me?
I read you, Noah. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing pretty good, but you are currently leading this race and have been for the past while under yellow, and you're able to hold on to your lead under green as well. Are you excited to see what you're going to be able to do on this next turn?
I'm not going to lie. I am stressed. I'm nervous. This is the last thing that I wanted to happen. I had a second and a half lead after the pit stops, and I was so happy with that. I know Rob is... I got Rob and Drake behind me, which is not what I was hoping. So we'll see how it goes.
I can definitely sense some worry in your voice there. And I think I can understand why. It definitely is a tall order, trying to hold off a lot of fast guys around you. I mean, you got Greg Snellgrove and you got your teammate there, Jeffrey Buck, behind them all. It's a lot of fast guys all up there towards the front.
Jeff essentially has fresh tires because he got a lucky break. He and Wes got really lucky breaks as far as that previous caution coming out when they were on pit road. And so I've got newer tires than Greg, but I've got older tires than Rob, and I've got the same laps as Drake. So it's just a little stressful, but we'll see what we got.
Well, with only a few laps left to go, what's going to be your game plan? Are you going to run up towards the top? Are you going to try to stick to the bottom?
Yep.
Okay.
Run the bottom as long as I can, and then probably run somewhere in the middle so I can defend either way.
Okay, so you're going to try to make your car about 5 lanes wide?
5 lanes wide, yep.
All right.
Kind of do what I did at Darlington, except on a much wider racetrack.
Hey, you do what you can, try to get those wins. I know how it is.
Yep.
I mean, come on, second race of the season, being able to score a win, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it'd be nice to be able to take the stress off the rest of the regular season.
For sure. Well, with that, you can see the lights on the pace car are off. So who do you have to thank for a great race car here tonight?
I just want to thank the guys at EG. Practice has always been really beneficial. I want to thank my wife and all my family and everybody else who's been watching. It means a lot.
All right, well, thank you very much for your time, Brian. I do appreciate it, and good luck.
Thank you.
Number 81 of Brian Fradian with Equipment Geek Racing. He is ready to do what he can to put on a show and save his stuff. And as he said, run that bottom while also making his car about 5 lanes wide. Greg Snellgrove there is going to be on his outside because he's got Rob Carl behind him and Richard Drake along with Jeffrey Belk. Number 39 of Brandon Fiedler. I believe that's up there with him. Yes, in 6th position. Paul M's also up there as well. Sylvan Seguin running in 8th. This is going to be a much closer race than I think anybody really anticipated. All right, as we watch now, leaving turn number 4, the pace car pulls off. As we head up towards the line, wait for the green flag. There it is, green flag, and away we, I don't know why that was delayed so much, but green flag, and away we go here at Kansas. A great start off of your 2 leaders. I mean, that is a start. Number 41 of Richard Drake, though, was not able to get such a hot restart. I think he was a little bit slower than I think he wanted, but he knows that he is fast. He's going to be sticking into that outside lane as much as he can. Try to take one more race win. Whoa! Bit of a collision there between the 2 and the 81. Rob backs off as they're 3 wide, entering turn number 3. Terra collision, I think I just saw there between the 55 and the 41. Leaving turn number 4 now as they go continuing to run 3 wide. Snellgrove got the lap lead. He is not going to give this thing up easily. That much is for sure, as we see your pack of cars now running through turns 1 and 2 at Kansas with a Forecloak Media 180. Rob Carl backing off now as Jeffrey Belk runs in 3rd position there on the tail end of... Oh, not anymore, as Snellgrove goes down to block. Fradian does not have the pace, and Carl goes out wide. Everybody is right up there with them. Greg Snellgrove is going to be your new race leader with Jeffrey Belk right alongside, who's now taking home the lead. Lap 114 of 120. I know that Atlantic Carrier Chevrolet wants to get somewhere, especially after winning yesterday's race here at Kansas as well with his truck. I know they're all interested as the 2 of Rob Carl dives down. He is going to be sending that thing in as hard as he possibly can. Huge slide up towards the top. I think he's going to be throwing the best block he can. They are on their bumpers. Lap 115 now of 120. That's 6 laps to go. Rob diving down there on the 55. Can he get the lead? He does. For a moment there, can he hold on to it, though, is the question. As they're side by side, go down the backstretch. Very close to each other they are. Rob Carl has the lead once again. Goes up to the top to block. What is Jeffrey Belk going to do about that kind of situation? Is Greg Snellgrove now runs in 3rd. Plan of attack here as we see Belk diving low. Can he get somewhere? That is the question he's trying to answer himself, because he isn't able to get it quite yet, though, as Fradiana continues to run in 4th position. I think there was a bit into the wall there for Wes Gallo and Richard Drake. These two duking it out, trying to get 5th position. I think Paul Ems is still along for the ride at this point, watching everything that's happening out in front of him. 117 of 120. Zoom out a little bit here so we can get a little bit better of a view of what's happening. Greg Snellgrove still running in 3rd position, about half a second back from the leader, Rob Carl. Can Rob get a win this early on in the season? I think so. He's in a very competitive spot. He's got a fast car. He knows what he's doing. He's clearly got tires. Greg Snellgrove takes home 2nd position. Now he's got it away from Jeffrey Belk. See Wes Gallo also diving down low as well, trying to get those positions as much as possible. Fradian is still in 5th. Richard Drake running in 6th. Way faster entry there we saw on Jeffrey Belk. Can he hold on to it, though? No skim of the wall. Hair of the wall for him. 3 wide through the trioval. Wes Gallo now up into 2nd position, about a second back from the leader. 119 of 120 as they're 3 wide in turn number 1. Brian Fradian up into 3rd. Jeffrey Belk now running in 4th. Rob Carl has the lead. This is it. I can almost assure you that this is going to be Rob Carl's race. He's got the lead there in his Great Lakes Esports Chevrolet. Wes Gallo behind. He still has the 2nd place as of now. He's got his teammate, well, pseudo-teammate of Brian Fradian in 2nd. Greg Snellgrove in 3rd. It's the white flag. Single line there as we see Paul Ems holding on to it towards the rear. Gallo has 2nd. Fradian is 3rd. And popping up about a 2nd in the lead is going to be Rob Carl. I almost said it wrong there. And across the line, Rob Carl wins the Forecloak Media 180. What a show. Your top 5, you can see on your left-hand side, Carl, Gallo, Fradian, Snellgrove, and Belk. That is your top 5. Quite a performance. Quite a performance. Carl was absolutely able to just put on a great show. Wes able to steal himself a second place in his first start here this season. Great podium. Oh! Sylvan just absolutely destroys him. I don't know if that was intentional. I don't know if that's Sylvan mad or trying to just complete his laps, but oh. Rob's still gonna celebrate though. As he should. He absolutely earned that victory. He was very fast. What a show. Let's go ahead and run through your positions here. We obviously know that your winner is going to be Rob Carl. Wes Gallo takes home second position. Brian Fradian in third. Greg Snowgrove fourth. Jeffrey Belk in fifth. Richard Drake in sixth. Paul Ems in seventh. Tyler Hallahan takes eighth. Michael Jennings in ninth. Sylvan Seguin in 10th. Mark LaPierre takes 11th position. 12th goes to Brandon Fiedler. 13th, Kyle Mundell. 14th, Patrick Coluccio. 15th goes to Ashton Ricky. 16th is going to go to Michael Sparks. 17th goes to Matt Malavagna. And 18th goes to Ben McDonald. That has been the Forecloak Media 180 here at Kansas with the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series. Thank you once again to Schroeder Plumbing for putting on such a great Cup Series for us to watch. With that, let's go and bring up your third place finisher of Brian Fradian. I mean, what a run he was able to have. It is impressive. Let's go and get his thoughts. Brian, open the booth. Do you read me?
I do.
Third place, great job. I mean, excellent performance, able to come back and take home third.
Yeah, I was a little stressed. Like not just at the end there, but especially being part of that first wreck and having to burn the fast repair. It's never fun.
Mm-hmm.
No, like you're on your last lifeline, especially having that incident happen in the way that it did. I haven't looked at it, and I'm assuming it was probably just a racing thing, but um, it is what it is. And then like at the end, like I said, like I was so stressed, like I was sweat, and like to be able to essentially go from first to fifth back to third, like that is nice.
I mean, yeah, I'm actually gonna put that move on the screen right now. I mean, we can see you in fifth here, and the way you're able to just launch around Belk and Snowgrove is just impressive.
Yeah, I was staying as close behind Wes as possible and just letting him just take on the blockers, just open the hole for me, and just trying to get it to stick through one and two.
Hey, it clearly worked out. I mean, the two of you were able to take home third and second. That is just a great drive you're able to have, though. I mean, you've had such an up and down race all over the place.
Yeah, so far the race is like kind of the at least from my memory serves towards the end of the year last year, coming up short due to a mistake of a strategy call on my end of the championship, and then apparently like both seasons I've ran Daytona has just been I might as well not show up just because of finishing 20th both times. But it's always nice to have a bounce back performance and actually like re-solidify the fact that you kind of belong here.
Yeah, I mean, there's that, and then there's just the confidence booster that comes
Yeah,
from, these
exactly.
these higher positions that are just like, you hate it. Like that's the thing about super speedway racing that we're able to see every single time is just it is always a luck of the draw kind of scenario.
Yeah, like there's a lot of skill involved, but it's also like a ton of luck. But it's just something that hopefully one day I'll be able to get a win at a super speedway, but who knows?
But I mean, still, you were able to secure yourself a podium finish here at the
Yep.
Forecloak Media 180. You did a great job of doing so with your Victos number 81. Who do you have to thank for such a great car here
Uh,
tonight?
like I said earlier, the guys at EG always being able to prep, even though this is a fixed series setup, like we put a ton of time into actually understanding the setup and understanding the track. So big shout out to those guys. Big shout out to Victos again for letting me run the scheme this year. And then I'd like to put out a special thanks to Cody. This week's not been the easiest for him, so it really means a lot that to be able to call you a friend and we're with you if you need anything.
That's a very nice message there, Brian, and I know that Cody will definitely appreciate that later on. So I want to thank you very much for your time, Brian. I do appreciate it, and congratulations once again on the third place finish.
Thank you.
Number 81 of Brian Fradian. And now for probably one of our most colorful interviews I think we're going to have for a while. I hope that he holds back his tongue just a little bit. Number 9 of Wes Gallo. Wes, it's open the booth. Do you read me?
I sure do. How you doing, buddy?
It is great to finally speak to you once again up in the booth. It has been a while.
It has been far, far too long.
Well, I mean, for your first race, this is your first race back in the Cup Series, is it not?
No, I ran a couple races last year.
Oh, no, I meant back for this season.
This season, no, I ran Daytona.
You did?
I did.
See, this is what happens. I forget everything.
Remember, I got yeeted via
Oh my God, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. You got teammate through the grass. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. I tried taking the banking as a corner after all that. Yeah, no, it was an adventure.
Still, you got yourself a second place finish here in your second race with this season. I mean, what a performance you're able to put on, especially towards the end.
Just tire strategy kind of got me and Jeff into position again. Perfectly timed caution. That second to last restart, man, I was going for it. I was gonna win at all costs, and then I got loose coming off the corner, so I had to come from the back again and just drove through the field as much as I can. And by the time I got to Rob, it was either too late or didn't have enough tire for him. Either way, it's just so close. I wanted that so bad.
I mean, that save you had was incredible. I mean, I pointed that out. The save you were able to do was insane. But then, even our chat pointed out that you were able to save that. That was incredible.
That was a perfectly timed caution. Otherwise, I would have been a very sad panda.
I mean, clearly your tire strategy worked out. What else was able to just propel you towards the front?
Just good teamwork, good communication. We had with 1 or 2 to go, we had just an EGR sandwich with Greg there, and somehow able to prevail. Brian had significantly worse tires than Jeff and Greg, I think, and he muscled his way to a third place. And just good communication and kind of just patience. It's such a frustrating track because you have to run it so differently throughout a run, because you can run the bottom the first maybe 5-10 laps, and then the bottom you just lose time, and then the last maybe 5 to 10 laps on a set of tires you can glue it back to the bottom. So it's just kind of just taking what you're given really with the tires.
Kansas, it's one of those tracks that will always be one of the interesting ones trying to figure out and race.
Oh, it's so frustrating too, man. It's tough because you can't stay high either. I don't know. It's kind of an anomaly, but it obviously makes for great racing like we had tonight.
It absolutely does. I mean, what a field we had, and this performance that everybody, including you, was able to put on was great. So I want to thank you very much for your time. I do appreciate you coming up here. Who do you have to thank for such a great race car here tonight?
Boy, do you have all night? Because I got a list here for you. Let's start.
Let's go ahead.
We got Pokemon on the car this week. Me and Brandon Fiedler. He ran a Pokemon Shining Diamond. I got Brilliant Pearl on it. We're pumped for the game to come out, so we're kind of just repping some twin cars there. And then actual sponsors. Got Week Designs, Helmet Stalker, Equipment Geek, the NASCAR Geek, all under the Week Enterprises banner. Forecloak Media for putting on the broadcast, of course. Sports Star, Power Balance, the rest of my guys at Equipment Geek. Got the boys back at the shop. And I do want to give a special shout out to Cody. I don't know if Brian got to it already, but he's had a rough week personally. Couldn't make it this week, but big shout out to him. EGR wouldn't be anything without him, so hopefully he's back next week.
All right. Well, Brian did get to Cody, and I'm sure that he'll definitely appreciate the double shout out.
Awesome. It's a good dude. He deserves. Let's get him a good run next week at Michigan. How about that? Get the 4-car up there.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, Wes. I do appreciate it, and congratulations once again on the second place finish.
Yes, sir. Thank you for broadcasting. I love you.
Number 9 of Wes Gallo. All right, let's bring up your race winner, the number 2 of Rob Carl. Rob, it's Noah up in the booth once again. Do you read me?
There's one.
Say that again.
Hey, how's it going, Noah?
There we go. All right. Well, I interviewed you earlier for your stage win, and here you are up in victory lane. How is it going?
What a race. That was awesome. I can't complain.
No, I mean,
God,
that was just a show everybody was able to put on.
to pull off a stage win and to win, I mean, I'm really pumped about that. That should be some good points for me. I didn't think it was gonna happen. Honestly, I know Jeffrey and Wes, they were up there, had few lap pressure tires than I did, and I knew Richard Drake was right behind me. So I was a little nervous for all that. I thought it was going to be some good competition. I think I saw in my rear view Richard get knocked into the wall. I felt bad for him, but at the same time, I was a little bit weight off the shoulders. I felt, and then yeah, just kind of all came together.
I mean, that's the tricky part, isn't it? You see your competition into the wall, and part of the good Samaritan you thinks like, "Oh man, I hope they're okay," and then
Yeah,
the selfish race winning part is like, "Oh yeah." So
yeah, it was a blast. I was able to really just find that line into 1 and 2 and gain some good speed there. Um, just let those tires rip there on that last 15 lap run.
absolutely. I mean, the way you were able to manage your tires throughout this entire race was incredible. I thought you were going to be in a very tough situation with the tire strategy you took with taking tires earlier on with the first yellow, but it turns out you ended up completely fine. I mean, the speed you had was incredible.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I don't have much words for it. I'm just really happy to get. This is my first CASCAR win. I was around the first season. I wasn't able to do much with it last season. So to come back for the third season and get a win in the second race really means a lot.
Yeah, for sure. And I think everybody here is glad to see you back once again, and I think they're all ready for you to put on a show once more and make the season very interesting.
Heck yeah! And next week we're Michigan, right?
That is right. We're going to be at Michigan with the
The,
Wingnut Productions 200.
the home track.
All right. There we go. Home track even for you too. This is going to be
Uh,
a great race next
yeah,
week.
this next week's gonna be mean a lot to me too.
Good.
Hopefully we can put on as good of a show.
I'm sure of it. CASCAR always is sure to. Well, with that, who do you have to thank for such a great race car here tonight?
I got to thank Great Lakes Motorsports. Over here in CASCAR, I'm a one-man band, but that doesn't show the rest of my team. We're probably 10 to 12 uh, guy team. Like I said, I'm the only one that runs, so it's a little tough running without any teammates or being able to rely on help. But I still got to thank those guys for all the time and practice we put in outside of the CASCAR.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, Rob. I do appreciate it, and congratulations on your fantastic race win.
Thank you, Noah.
Number 2 of Rob Carl taking home his first win here in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series. Thank you once again to Schroeder Plumbing for putting together a great series for us to watch every single week. Well, just about every single week on Sundays. And to Week Designs for putting together our truck series, which you can race in on Saturdays. Forecloak Media has been the sponsor for this race, which you can check out at www.forecloak.net. You'll find out some more information there and see what our pricing is like, what you can get for a broadcast, and just any other services we offer. It's not just broadcasting we do. You can find out a little bit more from our partners there, including Equipment Geek Racing, Frankenstein Metalworks, and Pierce Graphics over there on the website as well. And with that, that has been our stream and our race here with the CASCAR Short Deployment Cup Series. My name is Noah Walter, and you can catch me next week here with the Wingnut Productions 200 at Michigan at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Well, I don't know if it's Standard Time. Eastern. There we go. We'll put it that way. Make sure you tune in anytime you can and check out the Instagram. That's at Forecloak_media. And we'll see you all next time. Have a good one.